It's just gone 6 AM and I'm trying to get in a very quick upper body strength training session followed by some zone 2 on the bike. I thought Monday was International Chest Day. Anyway, the bench isn't free, so it's time for rotating pull-up. And the great thing about rotating pull-up is it works really nicely the lats, but also the biceps. And it's pretty good for shoulder health as well. There's a little bit less stress on the shoulders. It's always from a dead hang to give the lat muscles and the biceps a full stretch. And then you're really pulling back your elbows hard towards your lats to really engage the lats, initiate the movement, and then the biceps start to take over with a good squeeze of the biceps at the top and a little pause, and a squeeze of the lats and the bis at the very top with that pause. The rotation, I think, is what takes some of the pressure off the shoulders. I'm now adding 10 kilograms to the lift so that the focus becomes one of strength and power. And now to build a little bit of strength and power for the chest, the triceps, incline bench with a steep incline, circa 3 reps at 55 kilograms. Welcome to another day of polarized training on bike racing without mercy. And while no one's going to describe the weather here as perfect, it's actually not bad. It's not bad at all. I reckon, yes, it's a little bit overcast and damp, but pretty good conditions to carry on with some intervals and some hard efforts. So continuing with the theme from last week's training at Redbridge, I'm going to use the descents and the corners for recovery and go hard on the inclines and the straights, aiming once again for efforts in that kind of 350 to 500 watt range, circa 25 to 45 seconds, and recoveries again in the kind of 15 to 30 second range. Let's see how we go. Well, once again, it's time for the bike to have a little opportunistic spa day. But in summary, I really did enjoy that training. The weather was perfect for kind of hard interval work. And in effect, what I was doing was stringing together 2 hot laps and then having a lap for recovery. And as I said, sprinting on the flats and the ascents and recovering a little bit on the descents and corners during the hot laps. Basically, that amounted to each pair of laps taking about 5 minutes 10 to 5 minutes 15 to complete. and averaging 37.5 to 38.4 kilometers an hour. And I was getting better at delivering the power and also delivering the power whether seated or standing, because I experimented with both. And very interestingly, my fastest time and fastest speed came on the third little block of hot laps, where I was actually seated and averaged 38.4 kilometers an hour with a time of 5 minutes 10. And that compared to, I think, 37.6 kilometers an hour on the final set where I was standing and a time of 5 minutes 14. So clearly there is a very small marginal benefit for me currently to remain seated. Well, I suppose I have used the Ultegra group set 4 times before it hasn't worked. So back here at Bespoke for them to fix it, I know they'll do a great job. And obviously I've also got a slow puncture, the second in 3 rides, so there we go. Well, as always, the guys at Bespoke Cycling are super helpful, and they're going to get obviously the group set fixed in time for Saturday's race. But also they've kind of persuaded me to eschew the aesthetics of the lovely tan tyre walls and actually go for a more robust tyre, and actually tubeless, which I believe doesn't have an inner tube and is less prone to puncture. So going to give that a try, even though it'll make the canal go just that little bit less pretty. So as expected, the guys at Bespoke have got it all fixed beautifully. It was a firmware issue, and here we've gone for the Continental tyres. They're tubeless, which means there's a sealant inside the tyre. Therefore, if you get little mini small punctures, the sealant automatically fills the puncture, and all you've got to do is top up the air when you get a chance to pump the tyres back up to their fullest pressure. And yeah, really loving the Ultegra group set, and just hoping that with the firmware changed correctly and also some connectivity deficiencies rectified, all's going to be well for the racing going forward. It's 10 past 6, just on the way to the gym. It's just gone 6 a.m. It's 10 past 6 and I'm trying to get in just on the way to the gym. Body strength. We're going to get in a bit of chest and deadlift, and I've only got about half an hour to get all that done, because I want at least 1 hour of zone 2 before going into work. And as ever, in terms of the timing, I'm cutting it fine. And the quest to get back to 100 continues here with 95 on a bar. Let's see how it looks. Now for 100. Looking back at the replay, turns out I kind of held my shape pretty well. The only issue was my knees came in a little bit on the eccentric part of the movement, but overall back was pretty solid throughout, so happy with that. Probably not wise this, but going for a second rep at 100. So 95 on the deadlift last week turns into 100 this week. A little bit of progress there, and hopefully that also means a little bit more power on the bike, certainly at tomorrow's race, which again is at Hog Hill. So zone 2, probably about 45 minutes rather than an hour, because time's pressing on. Here we come. Well, during this zone 2 training, I try to keep myself kind of entertained by keeping a perfectly blue profile. Now, I just cocked it up at the end there because we had a little bit of undulation and I was mucking around with the GoPro. But up until then, all was well. I only had a very small number of spikes into the green and drops into the grey. And the drops into the grey came obviously on the tiny descents, and the spikes into the green came on the tiny inclines. But definitely time to get into work, and obviously this zone 2 training feels good. I feel fresh, legs feel nice. Looking forward to tomorrow's race. Welcome to Bike Racing Without Mercy, and today is Saturday, and that can mean only one thing. I'm about to head off in a Land Rover to Hog Hill to undertake my second Cat 4 race there, and I know the race is going to be disgusting, so it's important to fuel up properly. Therefore, on the deck I've got a protein shake to protect the muscles, but also I want to take down some high quality carbs to give me the energy and the glycogen to fuel the race. And Mark Harris, who checked out one of my videos where I undertook a little Tesco shop, has come up with a really top-notch sounding breakfast to do exactly that. Now, Mark's pre-race fuel is simplicity personified, but he was very prescriptive about the ingredients and where to source them. So here we have some Quaker rolled oats. Now, I know, Mark, you did say I had to get Sainsbury's Taste the Difference rolled oats, but I think this is okay. Mark, is this okay? Yeah, I do think this is okay. So I'm going to stick one cut, if they ever come out. Okay, it's a race, we don't need to be overly prescriptive. About a cup of rolled oats into the bowl. Now next comes the nuts. Now Mark appeared to give me free range to select exactly which nuts I prefer, so I've gone for Sainsbury's cashew nuts. Now, I reckon you probably wanted them kind of broken up a little bit, so I kind of mashed them up a little bit in the packet like that. I'm just going to spread, you know, a few liberally. I always think you've got to go reasonably easy on the nuts. They haven't broken up as well as I'd hope. But I've probably got, I don't know, 30, 40 grams worth in there. Finally comes what I think is the killer ingredient here, the maple syrup. Now Mark is very, very exacting about this. You have to drizzle. So I'm going to take great care here in my drizzling. So here we go. See, is that drizzling nicely, Mark? Now I'm going to add plenty here because what you didn't exactly confirm was, do I put in milk or not? I'm assuming not. I'm guessing the maple syrup here binds it all together to make one beautiful kind of equivalent of like a Cliff Bar or something like that. I'm really looking forward to this. I'm going to keep going here on the drill. Probably a bit much there. I think you see I've gone from there to there. Not sure if, I think we've gone past drizzling there, Mark, but it is a race. I'm going to kind of mix it all up, which I guess defeats the objective of drizzling, because drizzles look pretty. And it does look quite dry, I've got to say, Mark. But I'm not interested in what it looks like. I'm interested in athletic performance here. So, actually, yeah. The jury was out for a second, but then the maple syrup kicks in. It's all nice and moist. Winner, winner. Hopefully, I place better than 7th. Now, I really liked it without the almond milk, but I do reckon that adding a little bit more moisture by way of the old hippie milk takes your wonderful breakfast to another level, Mark. So thanks very much. Third. And did a lot of work on the front as well. So definitely feeling stronger. I'll be interested to see what the power is. And I just need to confirm with her because right on the line, Joe, who I raced last week, he made a last minute lunge, or last second lunge, I think. I just picked him. Fingers crossed. And here is James, the winner of the Cat 4 race, right? But he did it in style, the Ghent style. How was it?
From about 10 minutes in, probably 3 laps in, I'm not quite sure.
Yeah.
I think you attacked on the climb.
Yeah.
And then I thought it was quite a good wheel to follow. And then there weren't too many people, and then I thought I'd see how, accelerate over the top, and then just because and then just, you know, I feel it's easier following my own lines through corners and stuff and going on the downhill, which means I gain a few seconds over the group on that, and then also there's that headwind straight. So that means if I'm on my own and just go flat out, then I'm not going to have to ease up for other people because they don't want to sit on the front. And because I'm lighter, I suppose I get a better power to ratio, you know, and all that.
Wow, I've just learned a whole ton there in race tactics that I ought to know a little bit more about. But James, breaking away, staying away, it's James again. Well, I can confirm that I did get third, and I'm beyond happy with that as a result, because, well, I have to level with you, it's the best result I've probably ever had in my entire life. Yes, I once did get third position in an egg and spoon race, age 7 in primary school, and in one of my lightweight bodybuilding contests I did place third again, third of 4. So this is a really, really big result for me, and it means a hell of a lot, and also it provides obviously a really good base in terms of the points that I'm accumulating to kind of push up to Cat 3. And the result means a lot to me because I've worked really hard for it in terms of gradually bringing up my power on the bike and gradually bringing my weight down to improve the power to weight. I've worked hard for this, but there is a big but here, because in the last 10 days I've watched Chris Pritchard in his live streams win 2 different races with some insane sprints at the end. And Chris is really honest about the fact that he's not in the best shape of his life at the moment, right? Yet he's still winning. And it got me kind of thinking, right, before this result as well, what kind of differentiates me, someone who works super hard, right, and has the fitness and all that kind of stuff, from a real champion, a winner? I think it's mentality. And as we've seen over the last year, Chris has peaks and troughs in terms of his fitness. But even when he's not at peak performance, he still has the mentality that I must win, irrespective of whatever the level of training and his general fitness is. It's the mentality of a champion. And that's what makes his live streams so fun and explosive, especially if he's getting dropped on the descent. Chris's live streams, they're fun. The live chat is incredible. The banter, the tantrums, amazing. And obviously the 1500 watt sprint at the end, awesome. But what we're also getting is a small window into the mindset of a champion, a killer, a hired assassin. And that's what differentiates Chris from me. Well, I can grind out consistent nutrition, consistent training, consistent small improvements in wattage and power. But when push comes to shove on the track, I will yield sometimes to the opposition and cede track position. And right at the very end there, even when I got this third, that really should have been second if I had the proper killer instinct. And I reckon if you combined Chris's mentality and my work ethic, you'd have a machine, otherwise known as Ed Laverack. Time for a bit of Thai food. Coconut water is a really good source of potassium and electrolytes. Great to help you rehydrate. Vegetable summer rolls with peanut sauce. Massaman curry with tofu and some jasmine rice. Basically, a nice little selection of veg, slow digesting carbs and fast digesting carbs to replenish your glycogen.